Netflix. The undisputed leader in the online streaming world for TV shows and movies. How did a DVD rental service become a global entertainment powerhouse, disrupting the very core of Hollywood? It all began in 1997 when a pair of software engineers named Reed Hastings and Marc Rudolph ventured into a world where video rental stores held the keys to home entertainment. But something irked Hastings. Those annoying late return fees. It wasn't a user-friendly setup. Then, the light bulb moment. Why not revolutionize the rental game? So, in April 1998, Netflix stepped onto the scene, sending out DVDs by mail. At the time, VHS tapes were kings, and merely 2% of American homes had a DVD player. Seems like a big gamble, right? But Reed and Rudolph were visionaries. They took the plunge, hoping that if DVD players found their way into 20% of homes, they'd be in business. Their gamble paid off big time. In the end, nearly 95% of households ended up with a DVD player. In the beginning, Netflix's primary idea was to let people order videos online and have them delivered to their doorstep. This concept was groundbreaking at the time and caused a major shakeup in the industry. A year later, they introduced a subscription model where customers could rent DVDs online for a fixed monthly fee. Back in those days, their biggest rival was Blockbuster, a global chain of video rental stores where customers physically visited to rent movies. However, it took Blockbuster quite a while to catch up to what Netflix was already doing. By the time they finally embraced the subscription model, Netflix had already set the wheels in motion to transition their customers to streaming, and they were gradually phasing out their DVD rental business. Netflix launched its subscription model in 1999 and gained 239,000 customers in the first year. Even though their DVD business was booming, they made a daring move by unveiling their first ever streaming service called Watch Now. Now, why was this such a big deal? Because back then, the idea of streaming was, well, let's just say, unreal. But here's the intriguing part. It wasn't as out of the blue as it may seem. In fact, it was a natural progression from what Netflix had already been doing. What was genuinely astonishing, though, was that Netflix was ready to stake their entire company on this streaming venture. That was pretty radical. People weren't exactly clamoring for streaming video in 2007. The technology for streaming was pretty lousy. Even the speediest internet connections couldn't handle high-quality video, making the overall viewing experience worse than a good old DVD. And when the company unveiled Watch Now, it was only compatible with Windows computers, and you had to jump through hoops, like downloading an applet just to make it work in Internet Explorer. But in a world where many deemed it crazy to stream movies over the internet, Netflix's move into streaming was actually the most logical step for the company. Despite their core business thriving, Hastings decided to pour time, money, and resources into creating a streaming product when there was almost no demand and few believed it could even work. But because so few thought it would work, hardly anyone else was pursuing it. By the time the world caught on, Netflix had the best streaming tech, the largest library of titles, and the most massive army of subscribers. They'd truly played their cards right. In 2013, Netflix boldly ventured into the realm of original programming, making a splash with the highly acclaimed political drama House of Cards. This series was a game changer for Netflix, a pivotal moment in their growth as a company. They had set their sights on becoming a one-stop destination for unique content delivered through their own platform. Now, you might wonder why an engineering-focused company like them would take the leap from simply licensing content to creating their own movies and TV shows. The answer is simple. It was a brilliant move. The more original content they produced, the more subscribers they reeled in. And with more subscribers came higher revenues, which in turn provided more resources for creating even more original content. In no time, it became a virtuous cycle of continual growth. Before 2013, Netflix had already been growing substantially, but they realized their growth was mainly tied to one aspect: subscribers. By the end of 2013, they boasted more than 44 million subscribers, a remarkable 33% increase from the previous year, with total revenues of $4.3 billion, up to 21% from 2012. However, all the technological innovations and original programming in the world would mean nothing if they couldn't keep the momentum going by attracting new subscribers. It was a challenge they were determined to conquer. Driven by an almost daring ambition, the company decided to expand its reach into nearly every major entertainment market across the globe in 2016. It was a colossal leap, like an overnight transformation. And you know what this move did? It fueled Netflix's insatiable hunger for original content. They started producing homegrown foreign shows and movies to satisfy their newfound international audience. From 2016 onward, Netflix appeared like an unstoppable force. Their shows and movies started winning awards, bagging 54 nominations at the 68th Primetime Emmy Awards. Their feature films started to rival Hollywood's finest, attracting top-notch screenwriters, directors, and actors. And then came the jaw-dropping moment in 2017. They had pulled off something that once felt unimaginable. They had more subscribers than all cable subscribers in the entire United States. That's right, Netflix had officially become the biggest entertainment provider on the planet, and they didn't show any signs of slowing down. The impressive surge in subscribers happened right when they had brought back some beloved favorites. Think about it. Season 2 of the mega-hit nostalgic horror series Stranger Things, fresh episodes of the dystopian science fiction gem Black Mirror, and a second season of Netflix's crowd-pleaser historical drama The Crown. As much as Netflix revolutionized the way we watch TV by introducing entire seasons of our favorite shows all at once, this was a stark contrast to the traditional weekly episode format of broadcast and cable TV. In response, TV networks became more aggressive in their quest for fresh talent and better content. But the die was cast, and people were hooked on Netflix. The allure of Netflix is hard to deny: cheaper, convenient, and accessible from the comfort of your own couch. It's a winning formula that's taken a toll on cinema. Not everyone has the time to trek to a movie theater with their busy schedules, but they can easily fire up a movie at home. Lately, it seems that many directors and creators are more interested in quantity rather than quality. They're churning out new movies and shows on Netflix every month, seemingly aware that people will tune in no matter the content's quality. Even actors are leaning towards Netflix, often choosing to work on a less than great Netflix film over a bad cinema release. Why? Because the company's colossal reach promises more recognition, and whether you like it or not, that's a pretty tempting deal in the showbiz world. As they say, not all that glitters is gold. Some viewers and critics haven't been shy about their disappointment in the overall quality of much of Netflix's content. Take, for example, Hayley Campbell, who shared on the BBC Sounds Must Watch podcast her theory that Netflix's subscriber decline in the 2020s might be linked to the scarcity of top-notch content. She compared this to Apple TV Plus's strategy of putting their money into a select few high-quality projects and Amazon Prime Video's focus on third-party content. Netflix's approach, labeling films as Netflix originals, has ruffled feathers in the traditional film industry. Some cinema chains have flat-out refused to screen Netflix-distributed films in theaters. Why? Because Netflix's way of releasing movies messes with the usual timing of film releases. But here's another plot twist in the Netflix tale. They give certain directors a platform to showcase content that's way too explicit or graphic for the big screen. This can be a concern, especially when it's easily accessible to children. The alarm bells rang loudly after a particularly intense scene in 13 Reasons Why. Now, with new competitors like Amazon and Disney Plus joining the party, they're cozying up to fresh directors and often reaping the rewards with better results and higher quality content. This leaves Netflix in a bit of a bind as they scramble to create hit after hit, sometimes at the expense of quality. In the long run, this chase for quantity over quality can spell big losses for the streaming giant. It's a challenge Netflix must navigate as the streaming wars rage on. People are now left wondering, where is the future of entertainment headed with platforms like Netflix at the forefront? Every now and then, a movie comes along that begs to be seen on the big screen, sparking a cinematic revival. So it's not entirely accurate to say that Netflix is killing cinema. The two can actually find a way to coexist, and in many ways they already do. Even though streaming services keep growing stronger, it doesn't necessarily mean cinemas will shutter. Plus, platforms like Netflix provide filmmakers with an experimental playground. They can unleash groundbreaking content to test the waters without risking millions. A prime example is Black Mirror Bandersnatch, an interactive film where viewers make choices that shape the plot. It was a hit, and with emerging technologies like VR on the horizon, Netflix is sure to adapt and explore new frontiers. The evolution of streaming is reshaping the entertainment world, and Netflix, along with other streaming giants, is at the forefront of this transformation. The convenience, the easy access, and the diverse options these platforms provide have become an integral part of our daily lives, ushering in a new era of how we consume entertainment. From captivating dramas to side-splitting comedies and enlightening documentaries, Netflix has put the power of exploration and enjoyment right into the hands of viewers. But as the lines between traditional Hollywood and streaming giants blur, where do we see the future of entertainment?